Hey, welcome guys. Very sorry about the clickbait uh, heading of this video. Those of you who were worried about it, I would like to say, and I would like to save your time. Okay, go ahead and buy this bike. Don't worry about it. Okay, it's a gem of a bike. Please go ahead. There is no problem. And those of you who really came here to see the review, please stay back. All right. Now, this is the 2021 December model CB200X. Let me quickly go about the specs of this bike. Starting with 167 of ground clearance, which is pretty decent. Now it has 12 liters of fuel capacity. One problem I found is that it's not exactly a problem, but it takes a very long time for a person to top up the fuel tank. Okay, see, I've just topped it up, in the sense I rode about 40 kilometers. It's still showing full. Okay, the petrol bunk attendant, he keeps on pouring, and there is no end to it. In the sense, that's the way I think the tank is designed. Maybe it's flat on the top, and that's the reason why you really take a long time for it to get filled up. And then going over to the engine, the heart of the bike, it is a gem, and I would say butter smooth. Makhan hai, ekdam makhan. Yes, sometimes I get a feeling I'm riding a electric. That is how smooth it is. And if I compare it with the Yamaha MT-15 that I had previously, this is about 10 times smoother and better. As far as the vibrations are concerned, I would say they are really not vibrations like the vibes I felt on the Yamaha MT-15. These are probably, I would categorize them as just a buzz. That's it. Because you do feel them on the handlebar and the foot pegs, but it's just a slight buzz at around 110, 120, and that's about it. I don't have a major concern as such with regards to the vibrations, so no complaints on that. And let me also turn it on for you guys so that you can listen to the note, engine note. Very smooth. It's a typical Honda, I would say. The Honda commuter types, right? See? Very smooth, very nimble. Amazing. Really, I'm enjoying that. And it has a 5-speed gearbox and a single channel ABS in the front. So that's sufficient as far as my using has been concerned. It's been sufficient. Single channel ABS is just fine. I've done some trail rides too. You would have already seen that in my channel. It's done around 2,660 kilometers on the Odo, and first service is done. Best part about the service is it just takes in 1 liter of engine oil, and it just costs you in triple digits, maybe 800 to 700 bucks, depending on where you are and what other things you get done. These tires, okay, let me come to the points where I had a concern initially, but now I don't feel it much. Okay, so that was the hard ride quality, right? So what had happened is, as I came from the Interceptor 650, which was very, let us say, cushy, and it was almost like driving in a Volvo. Sitting here was a little bit of a discomfort initially, but eventually what happened is I switched over the monoshock to the softest setting, and after that things eased out, and slowly and steadily I got used to this hard seat. Okay, it is a bit hard compared to all of the motorcycles that I've owned so far. But the best part is I never complained about my butt aching in my recent vlog that you would have seen, where I drove to Kudremukh. Okay, rode to Kudremukh, that is, on this bike. So no complaints as such on that at all. So I've gotten used to it, and moreover, I think if you maintain the right tire pressures without over inflating it, you should be fine. It takes at least a month of riding to get adjusted to this kind of ride quality, if I may put it rightly. Okay, that is my suggestion to you guys. Don't panic, don't get worked up saying, oh my god, why is the ride quality so hard. Just give it some time, keep riding it around, and slowly you will get used to it. Right, so differences between the, I think it has a cousin called as the Hornet 2.0. The difference is basically this: the front apron, this stuff, which is pretty solidly built, pretty good plastic stuff, this windshield, and then this contraption here, and then you have some heightened handlebar holders. Now this really helps in giving you a very comfortable and neutral riding position. I had no complaints whatsoever on my 300 plus kilometer journey. Okay, only problem is, the thing is, see, at speeds of around 100-110, this windshield does a pretty decent job of breaking the wind till your chest level. That's it. Okay, if your height is at around 5'8" or 5'7", I think this should be sufficient. But if you're above that, it will definitely, the wind will definitely hit your face, your helmet. And helmet is the place where you have your brain, my dear friends, and that is where you need to be calm and composed, isn't it? When, I mean, the wind is gushing through, and then it's blasting your helmet with that force. The noise that you get to hear and the buffeting and all that, not really a comfortable place to be on a long ride. Okay, so that is one of the gripe I had. And the thing is, I might go in for a bigger windshield, but I don't know, there's nothing in the market as of now. Else, because of this particular handicap, I'm limited to using it only in the city and trying to avoid the highway journeys with it. You know, that's the only gripe I have with regards to the wind protection. So at least this is better than the Hornet for that matter, but then still not enough. I'm afraid it's still not enough, right? When it comes to the power, see, there is a visible difference, pretty evident in terms of the previous bike I had, that was a Yamaha MT-05. Okay, it does pull pretty neatly compared to the Yamaha, and you can feel those additional Newton meter torques and additional power for sure. There is no doubt about it. Right, now let me just give you a quick brief on this particular contraption I've had. I have ordered it from Mad Over Bikes. If you can see, it's not a paid promotion as such, but just in case it helps you guys. So this is both a saddle stay and a top box, or a a rack where you can put things on on it, that is. That's about it, but it cost me around 6 grand or something approximately for both. Pretty okay, pretty decent setup. So far I haven't loaded it as such, but then I just kept it in case I want to strap some luggage on. That's about it. But for those who would like to cruise on B roads, not the main highways, okay, like country roads where speeds could be around 80 and 90 maximum, and below that, that is, this is a gem, a perfect bike, because first of all, it is smooth. Okay, it doesn't strain you much, and the wind blast also is not evident so much at those speeds. Okay, only above 100 is when you start feeling the wind blast and the buffeting, and the noise increases, noise levels in your helmet increases, and it just makes you tired, that is. But perfect bike for rural road cruising, and maybe even touring for that matter. And fuel tank range would be close to 500 easily, without any issues, because you can just take a look at the log I have so far for 2,500 kilometers. This is the mileage log I have. You can see it on the screen right now. So an average of 40 kilometers approximately, around 40 kilometers per liter is what it gives, which is pretty neat, especially considering the fact that the fuel price is, where it's going. Yeah. And another best part is the center stand, which I really missed in the MT-15. With this, you can easily maintain your chain. Okay, you can lube your chain and also park it safely at certain places where you would be better off using the center stand than the side stand, that is. And overall, if I may say, it's such a welcome relief from the Interceptor I had, which was close to 200 plus kilos, and this one is I think close to 147 kilos curb weight, that is. Oh, what a damn relief. You would have seen the trail ride I did on this. It was as good as riding a Activa. If I may put it on the record, let me tell you which is the best off-roading bike in India as of now. I would say it is the Hero Honda Splendor. I would say even better, it is the TVS XL. Because they can whoop the arse of a GS 1250 in any terrain. And they can even carry 3 people, okay, 3 to 4 people, or they can carry the whole household across. Okay, so that way I don't see it as a major concern with regards to off-roading and whatsoever. Okay, but the weight really does help. The lightweight really does help. Only place I feel a little bit unsafe is on the highways, the national highways, where you're cruising at around 100 and there is a wind, crosswind. That is when you might slightly feel a bit perturbed because of the wind, lightness of the bike, that is. But apart from that, there are more pros than cons for it. Okay. And in terms of the handling and control, way better. It is sharp. Okay, and not Duke or KTM sharp, but pretty decent sharp. You can control it pretty well when the situation demands pretty well. No issues on those lines whatsoever. They've given a small feature out here. I think this is a good addition, the engine start and stop. And then you have this blinkers, the hazard light, where you can see the hazards blinking, which is a welcome addition, pretty handy and useful. Let me conclude, guys. So with all the points that I discussed, yes, I do feel the lack of a slipper clutch, because I've been riding bikes with slipper clutches. When you downshift, there's a little bit of a judder at the rear wheel, and of course a lack of 6th gear. But then once you're in the 5th gear and then you're at around 80 and 90 kilometers per hour, you soon forget about it. You just keep riding it. So it's not really a pain point as such. So overall, excellent product from Honda. I would highly recommend it. If you have any questions or comments and such, please do share it in the comments box, and we can discuss on that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, ciao. And here's a quick overview of the console, the auto speedo console. You have the odometer here. This button changes to trip A, trip B, and the voltmeter, and that's it. And then you toggle this. This is of no use, so you press these 2 buttons and you can change your time. And this is the best feature, I mean a very handy feature. You can reduce your brightness, okay, brightness of the display, which is a very neat feature, you see. And there you go. Simple but very useful auto console, that is. Yeah.